Hello everyone, my name's Vanessa Rennie and I just took my yoga teacher training in Thailand a couple of months ago, and I'm starting to make videos and post them online for you to do on your own time. And this yoga flow is for self-love, so this is being filmed on Valentine's Day, and it's a time to really think about love in the universal sense, and a lot of times we forget to love ourselves. So with this flow, we're going to be opening the chest to build some openness, some space for the heart to shine, for our love to shine. And we're going to be practicing self-compassion and non-violence towards the self. So we want to love ourselves, to know our limits, so that we don't hurt our bodies when we're doing our yoga practice. So I would like to begin in a sitting position, and we're just going to center ourselves on our mat, getting comfortable, being aware of all of the sounds happening around us, how the air feels on our skin, if there's any tastes in our mouth, and we can close the eyes or keep a gaze to the ground, noticing what we see. Bringing ourselves into whatever space you're in today. We'll bring our hands into heart center, and our thumbs will be above our heart. We're going to start by doing some tapping onto our sternum to activate our heart energy. Just tapping our sternum, waking up the heart, breathing in, feeling this loving energy build in the chest. Just a few more breath cycles here. And finally, find stillness here. Notice the sensations in your body, bringing your awareness to your chest and all of the awakened energy that you just woke up. Bringing your attention to your breath. And as you start to deepen your inhale and your exhales, breathing lots of love in and breathing lots of love out. Now, I want you to picture yourself in outer space. It's a complete vacuum of nothingness, and you're directly in the center of it. In this visualization, your body has no form, and it's just you. From the distance, you start to feel this warmth coming closer and closer. This warmth feels good, and you invite more and more of it to come in. Now picture this warmth like a universal, unconditional love that loves everything, every being with all of its being. You are in the center of this universe of unconditional love. And let that feeling radiate throughout your body, down to every cell. Each atom in your being is vibrating with love. As you start to open your eyes, you bring back the manifested world, noticing the environment in front of you. We're going to inhale, reach our hands up overhead, reaching for the sky. Reach, reach, reach like you're pulling yourself up a rope. And exhale, your arms fall to the sides. Inhale, arms come up as you reach, reach, reach towards the sky. And exhale, your arms come down to the ground. One more time. Inhale, arms come up. Reach, 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 reach. And exhale, your arms come to the ground. Inhale, we're going to bring our right arm up and over, doing this side bend. Breathing into the side body. Waking up all of the movements of the spine. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fall to the left or to the right. Breathing into that side body as you reach to the right. And rise to center. Inhale, arms scoop up overhead. Exhale, turn your body to the right to engage in a spinal twist. We will bring our head past our shoulder. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, send your gaze deeper. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, arms rise up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left. Gaze goes over the left shoulder. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to look deeper. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deeper. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Interlace your fingers, pointing up to the sky. And exhale, bring your palms through heart center. Now we're going to find our way to tabletop, where we're stacking our shoulders over our wrists and our hips over our knees. Going to bring our right toes to the back of the mat, as we move our weight forward and back, stretching the back of the leg, the calf and the hamstring. Doing this a few times to wake up our ankles, doing a little mobility exercise. And release to center and switch sides, left toes to the back of the mat as you go back and forth. Stretching your back leg. And release back to center and find your cat-cow here. So on an inhale, drop the belly, gaze, chin, chest, come up. And exhale, push yourself away from the mat, creating your chest to chin connection. And inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, push yourself away from the mat. And cycle through this a few times at your own pace, linking your breath to your movement, waking up the spine with some flexion and extension. And whenever you're ready, you can put some hip movements into your cat-cow, doing a circle in one direction and then the other. And being back in center, we are going to tuck the toes and send our hips up and back for our first downward facing dog, where we'll pedal the feet out, lifting heels one at a time, stretching the back of the legs, taking our dog for a morning walk. In downward dog here, we're trying to send the chest towards the thighs and create lots of space from your ears to your shoulders. Sending the inside of your elbows towards the front of the room, the front of your mat. And whenever you're done here, we're going to find a moment of stillness. Breathing into the back body. And we're going to sigh it out. Inhale into the back body. And sigh it out. Coming up onto the tippy toes, tiptoe your way into a forward fold at the front of your mat. You can bend your legs here as much as you would like, really focusing on stretching the back body. You can have your hands on the ground, or you can bind your elbows and slightly rock side to side, shifting the weight from one leg to the other. Come back to center and nod the head yes, and then nod the head no, loosening that cervical spine. Coming back to center, we're going to roll up to standing one vertebra at a time, as slowly as we can, and with lots of love for our body. So as we begin, we come to stack our hips over our knees, our chest over our hips, our shoulders, our neck, and finally our head. Coming into mountain pose here, we flip the palms facing the front of the mat, planting and firming your feet into the ground, lifting those quads and tucking the tailbone under slightly, sending the shoulders up and back down. Inhale, arms come up overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, fold forward at the hips, sending your hands to wherever they reach. Inhale, hands come to your shins, and you bring your spine parallel with the ground here to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step back into plank pose. From here, lower the knees and lower the chest to the ground. Inhale, bring the chest up into your baby cobra. Exhale, push your palms into the ground, bringing your hips up and back into downward facing dog. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Finding stillness here in your down dog. Feeling the energy come up through the arms from the ground and down through the legs, through the heels. Inhale, lift, come up to the toes and step to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep up all the way overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, palms come down through to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale to dive forward. Your chest is the first to go down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back into your plank pose. Now you can lower the knees down like in the last flow, or you can choose to stay up here. Really listen to your body today as we're showing our body some love. So if you're gonna stay up here, bring your shoulders slightly over wrists, bring your body to 90 degree, then inhale, you can come up to cobra or push through your feet, lifting your body off the ground into up dog. Exhale, push your body up and back to downward facing dog. Breathing here for 5 breaths. Inhale, come up on the toes, and you can walk or step up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, sending the crown straight ahead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up to the heavens, palms come to touch. Exhale, draw the palms down through to heart center. We'll do sun salutation one more time. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, dive the chest forward, opening the heart all the way down to the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back into your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, pushing back to downward facing dog. Breathing deeply here. You can always come here for a rest or find yourself in child's pose. Inhale, come up on the toes. Step or walk up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna come into palm tree pose. So our feet are going to be hip width apart, spreading the weight evenly between all four corners of the feet. And our hands are gonna come up overhead, palms facing each other. And we're gonna stand here with our arms up into the sky as our heart receives all this energy from above. Breathing here. May start to feel a burning in the shoulders. Breathe into your shoulders with love. Knowing the difference between pushing yourself too hard and not enough. Showing yourself the love it needs. A few more breaths here. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step back into your chaturanga. Or you can always skip it here or lower to the knees. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, the right heel comes up to the sky. And exhale, plant your foot in between the hands, setting up your back foot 45-degree angle. And you come up into warrior one here. So you can have your feet apart, or you can have them in line with one another, whatever is more comfortable for you. Trying to keep your hips square. We're going to bring our hands open into cactus arms, like your elbows are coming to reach each other behind you. As we start to open the chest, you can look up and back. Breathing here. And exhale, we are going to turn the back foot 90 degree, bringing our front heel in line with the middle of the foot, coming into warrior two. Being strong here, feeling our inner warrior. And we'll bring our hands to bind behind us and bring your knuckles to the ground, stretching the shoulders as you bend into the front leg. Inhale, bring the arms back out like a T and straighten the front leg, sending the hips back. We're coming into triangle pose here, and then your upper body comes forward. You can support yourself with your right hand on the shin, and your left hand goes up towards the sky as we're opening our chest up, open to the heavens. Pretending like you're in between two walls here. Not arching the back, staying in line, opening the chest. You can have a slight micro bend in the front leg. Shouldn't be locked. If it's too much for your neck to look up, you can look down. Breathing into the side body. And we're going to bend the front leg and the back leg, coming into a low lunge here. We're coming into a low lunge, shining the chest forward, opening the hips up. You can decide to stay here or plant your left palm into the ground, bending your left knee, and then bring your right hand to meet your foot. We're opening the chest and the hip here at the same time as you look to the sky, breathing. Noticing any sensations that arise, any thoughts, and returning back to your breath. Two more breaths here. Release the back foot slowly to lower it down and bring the foot back to plank and flow through your vinyasa so you can lower the knees and the body. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, push it up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, the left heel comes to the sky. Exhale, step it up in between your hands, turning your back foot to a 45-degree angle, creating a firm base, and then inhale, your arms come all the way up. And exhale, bend the elbows down, creating these cactus arms, and bring your elbows close together, shining the heart forward. And exhale, turn the back foot 90 degree, coming into warrior two. You may have to widen your stance a little bit here. And we'll bring our hands behind us into our bind, bringing the knuckles to the ground and looking forward. Pressing equally through both feet. Feeling your inner strength. And loving how confident you are, here in your warrior two. And bring your arms back to a T, sending your hips back to the back of the mat, chest forward. Left hand can come to your shin or a block or the floor. Right hand opens up to the sky, chest open to the heavens. Breathing into the side body and the heart. Receiving all this energy from the sky. And we're going to exhale, bend the front knee and the back knee, coming into your low lunge. Heart and chest forward, opened up. You can stay here, or you can plant the right hand and bring the back foot up and open yourself up to the sky. Staying here for a few breaths. Opening the hip and the chest at the same time. This is our low lunge variation. And exhale, release. Step it back to plank. Listen to your body, whether you should flow or not. So you can either lower down to child's pose or lower the body to the ground. Inhale, come up to cobra. Exhale, push it back to downward facing dog. Finding a moment of stillness here. Inhale, come up on the toes, look forward, and step or walk to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to come in to tree pose here. So we're going to set up our base of our right foot, and we can decide to bring the left toes to the ground beside us, to the calf, or bring it up above the knee. As you energetically push your inner thigh into your foot and your foot into your thigh. And you find one point of concentration where you stare at to keep your balance. Balance poses are great to help with our concentration. Noticing if you're wobbly or if you're stable. Inhale, let's bring our hands up overhead and create branches for our tree. You can do whatever you want with your hands. You can bring them to prayer position in front or bind your hands behind your back. Just try to pick a variation that's keeping the chest nice and open today. As we keep ourselves open to love from all sources. And from here, we're gonna bring our knee out in front and grasp our left hand to our foot here. As we come into dancer, oh, lost my balance. It's okay if you do. So as you grab your foot, you're going to energetically push your foot into your hand. And as you do so, also lift it towards the sky, keeping the hips closed and square. Whenever you can't raise it any higher, this is when you can start leaning the body forward to help you balance. Breathing here. So we open the front of the body in the standing back bend. And release, and we'll come into warrior 3. Hands in prayer position. And step back to high lunge. And clasp our hands behind our back, sending the knuckles down towards the back leg. Heart shines up and back. And exhale to plant the palms, step back, choose your vinyasa. Exhale to lower the body. Inhale, chest shines forward. Exhale, push it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot comes high. We'll bring our left foot to the center of the mat and stand up, coming into our tree pose. So wherever you decide is your variation for today. Find your level. And then express your tree in a heart-opening way. You can look to the sky, or if you're up for a really big challenge today, you can try to close the eyes. That one's challenging. And lower the arms. Bring the knee forward as you bring your right hand to your foot, coming into dancer. So here, going to kick our right foot into our hand, bringing up as high as we can until we start leaning our body forward to balance. Driving that front of the foot into our hand. We're stretching the shoulder, having a deep back bend here, and strengthening the standing leg. And exhale, release the palm, coming into warrior 3 with airplane arms. And exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat, coming into high lunge. Hands up overhead and bring them down into a cactus. Looking up towards the sky. And exhale, plant the palms down. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower the body. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here to recover. With some beautiful balance work. And whenever you're ready, we're going to lower ourselves all the way onto our stomachs. From here, we're going to bring our elbows underneath our shoulders and our palms flat on the floor, and we're coming into Sphinx here. So this is just a small back bend. You can bring your toes to touch, or bring them out. That makes it a bit easier on the back. And just breathe here, keeping your gaze slightly upward. Breathing in to the low back and shining the chest forward. Shoulders drawing down. From here, we're going to replace our elbows with our hands. So if this is enough for you today, I would like you to stay in Sphinx. If you want a little bit more, we'll go into Cobra. So we'll bring your hands to about our chest and push up into Cobra. Relaxing the bottom half of the body. Shining the chest forward. And exhale to release down slowly. And push it back to child's pose, bringing the knees as wide as the mat. Big toes come to touch as you sit down to your heels, and your arms can go out in front of you. Breathing into the back of the body as we take a slight counter action from that back bend. Letting the body some room to recover. It's what self-love is all about. Giving yourself what you need. So that you don't harm yourself in any way. Whether it be work too much or work out too much. And from here, push your hands back. Close the knees to come hip width apart. And coming into a diamond. So we're just sitting here on our ankles. Your big toes can be touching. And depending on how tight your muscles are, you might feel a nice stretch in the front of the legs. But I wanted to incorporate this pose as it can really help us to receive the energy to activate our heart space. So you can keep your hands on your thighs or bring the back of your left hand to your ribs, your palms kind of shining ahead. And then your right hands, your fingers are going to come to clasp here as your right and left arms are pulling in opposite directions. So this slight mudra or hand gesture can really help us with feeling loved from ourselves and from the universe, and just feeling that love is abundant and there's no lack of it. So you're energetically pulling your hands away from each other, shining the heart to the sky, feeling the energy build in your heart center. Almost feel like you're bursting with love. And exhale, release the hands. We're gonna come into camel pose. So if you're familiar with camel, you can keep your feet flat like this, or if you need your feet to be a little bit closer, tuck the toes under. And we're going to slightly tuck our tailbone under, and we're going to lean back here. So you want to firm the glutes, but you don't want to squeeze them as hard as you can. So to get in, let's firm the glutes, tucking the tailbone in. Bring our left hand to meet our heel, and then we'll kind of circle our other arm around to meet the other foot. So from here, you want to send your pelvis towards the front of the room and chest towards the sky. And you can let your head hang back here. So we're really surrendering here to anything that's going to happen. We approach every situation with love, and we approach every being with loving kindness. And gently lower yourself down and bring yourself back to center. We'll come back into diamond. We'll do a different mudra here. So bring your thumbs together, fingers out wide, and then bring your pinkies together, just the tip. And then bring your bottoms of your palms together as we create this little lotus flower, and we bring it in front of our heart. So this hand gesture is calling for light energy to be funneled into my heart. So if you're in a dark place, battling some really strong and dark emotions, you can do this hand gesture to help lighten the space around your heart. Breathing in deep. And release. We're going to come into camel one more time. So you can set up. If you, I apologize, if you couldn't reach your heels, this is another variation of camel. So I'll get you to bring your hands to your lower back as you drive your hips forward, and you can just stay here. If you're at the next step, you can lower your hands down and shine your heart to the sky, surrendering to love. Two more breaths here. And gently lower yourself down and back. And we'll come back into child's pose. We'll keep our legs together this time as we sit onto our heel. Our forehead comes to the ground and our arms out to the sides. Breathing into the back. Feeling comforted by the earth beneath us. It's always there to support us. And you bring the hands up out in front. And we'll bring our feet out in front, coming into a seated forward fold. So you can remove the flesh of the sitting bones from underneath you, and your legs go out long and in front. Inhale, bring the hands up overhead, and exhale, hinge at the hips, bring the chest towards the thigh. You can bend your knees as much as you want here, grabbing the legs, or you can grab the shins or the ankles, driving that chest towards the ground in front of you. Asking your body what it needs in this moment. Inhale, you can lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold deeper. And inhale to rise. We're going to plant our palms, fingers facing towards our feet. And bending the knees, lift your hips up into an upward plank. Feeling the stretch in the shoulders, firing the glutes, sending the chest up. Holding it here. And exhale to release it down. We're going to rock it back into plow. As you bring your feet up and over, push yourself back with your arms, and your feet can come to the floor behind you. Breathing in to the back body, feeling a nice stretch in the spine. It's a good practice to finish your yoga sessions with an inversion. Be a great way, great restorative practice for you. And when we come out of this plow, we're going to slowly lower down one vertebra at a time, using the core and the hands to roll down gently and slowly. Bringing the feet out long. We're going to come into our final position here. Bringing the palms underneath the glutes, kind of wiggle them under. And you're getting ready to push onto your elbows here, so get ready for that. Push your legs firmly into the ground. And we're going to push up onto our head, pushing through our elbows into fish pose here, opening the chest and the throat. Breathing here. You can stay on the top of your head or up onto your elbows. Just keep in mind, not too much weight on your head. And exhale to release. sit down and you've arrived to your Shavasana. Take up as much space as you would like. Your toes fall out to the side. You're not touching anything. Maybe roll the neck back and forth a couple of times. And whenever you're ready, we're coming into stillness here. The medicine for the soul. We'll do a body scan to help you relax and surrender your body into stillness. I'd like you to bring your attention to your big toes, all your toes, and your feet. And get them to relax. Now your attention comes up to the ankles, up through the shins and the calves, and relax. Knees and the thighs and the hamstrings. Relax. The hips and the glutes. Relax. The abdomen and the lower back. Relax. The chest and the upper back. Relax. The fingers and the hands. Relax. The wrists and the forearms and the elbows. Relax. The shoulders and the neck. Relax. The jaw and the tongue. Relax. And the space between your eyebrows. Relax. Your whole body is relaxed. Whenever you're ready, wiggle the toes and the fingers, creating circles with the ankles and the wrists. And bring your hands up overhead into a big good morning stretch. And turn onto your right side, creating a pillow for the head with your arm. As we return to our intention for the practice, creating this deep sense of love, unconditional love toward ourselves and all beings. As you commit to doing things to your body for its greater good, treating all parts of yourself the way you want to be treated by someone else. And whenever you're ready, push through your hand, coming into a seat. From here, we're going to come into a breathing exercise called Nadi Shodhana. So bring your two peace fingers and fold them down into your hand. So this breathing exercise is called alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to plug one nose and then the other. I'll do a round to demonstrate. So we're going to inhale through the left nostril, switch and close, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, and exhale through the left. And you can join in. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. We'll do one more cycle. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, and exhale through the left. And release your hand down. Returning to your normal breath. Bringing your awareness to your heart center as you bring your palms to the heart. Feeling this loving energy radiate out in all directions. And we bow our heads to our hands. Being so grateful to ourselves for showing up for ourselves today. And you rise the head and open up the eyes. And thank you so much for attending this yoga class today. I hope it will help you go through life with love.